about it. Is it skeet, let me see about it. Like a coupe.
Welcome to episode 1 of the podcast, boys, with Luke, Cole.
And unfortunately, no Ryan today. He's taking a test.
Academic weapon.
Yep, you already know it.
Special guest here, Eamon Giblin, St. Bonaventure commit.
Happy to be here.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, start us off.
Yeah, I mean, Eamon, let's take us through the commitment process, you know.
Okay. So beginning of the summer and the beginning of July, we went down there, my travel team, we went down there for a camp. Really had a great time. Got to talk with Coach Raz, you know,
Yeah, shout him
kind of
out.
normal stuff. Didn't really hear much from him, obviously, until August 1st. Didn't hear much then.
Yep.
I sent out a couple emails to a couple coaches to some of the camps I went to over the summer to see what they had to say, and he was the first one to respond back, and it just kind of rolled on from there up until committed probably 2 weeks after that.
And was that your only offer? Did you talk to any other schools?
I did talk to a couple other schools, but they were my first offer, and they're the first people to take a chance on me, so I gotta respect it.
Yeah,
Take
definitely.
without a doubt.
And you know, who's helped you through this process? Obviously, you have your brother Nolan, who's playing at Mercy, 5th year there. But who's really helped you through this process?
Well, obviously besides Nolan, I'd say my dad, my parents, especially for bringing me to all these places. So
Yeah,
I gotta
definitely.
thank them. Also gotta thank Craig Herba because he's awesome. He helps me a lot with hitting. You know, he's starting to put me. He's gonna make me into an even better hitter, and that's really all. I just want to be able to get right when I get down to St. Bonaventure, just get there and compete.
For sure. And you know, big season this year, boys. Our junior year, I think we got a big season in stake for us.
It's big. It's really big. All right, it's not baseball season yet. How's basketball?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, couldn't ask for a better start to the season with the 2 big wins over FM and CBA. So
Huge
that was
games.
obviously, 2 of the most fun games I probably ever played in, regardless of what sport it is. But so obviously a great way to start the season. You know, gotta keep going. Got a hard game against West Genesee on Friday night.
Yeah, we're going to pop out.
I'm very excited for that game too. I think it'll be a good game for sure. We just got to be able to play to our strengths, and I think we'll be able to pull that one out. And you know, it's a new vibe this year compared to last year for basketball with all the new coaches and stuff. They've been helping out a lot, getting us ready to win and compete.
And I think this is, you know, by far the most put together basketball team I've seen in a couple of years. You know, you got these new coaches that are coming in.
For sure.
You got Fred Wheeler,
Yes, sir.
our new AD. I mean, he couldn't be any of a bigger help to our
definitely.
athletic department.
He's huge.
He's been helping.
Literally, he's huge.
Yeah. But what do you guys think you got in store for the rest of the season?
Well, I think, like stresses this a lot about our depth because, he said really that they just have a huge drop off in the 5-6 guys, but we got 9-10 guys that can play, you know, really the entire game if they wanted to. So I think that will definitely help us with sectionals when that time comes around, but we still have, 20 more regular season games until then.
Yeah,
so,
most definitely.
It's JD versus the world.
Let's bring it back to baseball now. You know, I think we got some pretty funny stories from our past in Little League. Let's talk about some of those. What do you got? Any memories from?
You know, I got one. I remember 10U All-Stars, you know, we're hitting before a game at a different field, at our field. And, you know, our coach tells us to go to the cages. You know, everyone, we're all 10. We're all young. This is our favorite thing to do at St. Mary's, to climb over the fence in the outfield. You know, everyone's doing it. And then all of a sudden, you just hear the noise of the fence rattling and all this. And everyone looks back, and there he is. There's Cole, not being able to get over the fence. Because, you know, he was a big little guy. But we love him, so.
Yeah, that definitely was probably the most depressing couple of years. But, you know, once I got to that peak where I could climb over the fence, I'd say I was at my happiest points then. But I think for me, one of the funniest stories ever is when I was watching, you know, my team didn't make the championship game. When I was watching the championship game, it's like the last inning, and I don't even know, someone hit the ball, and it just goes right through the third baseman's leg. And that third baseman was none other than Nolan Taylor.
Shout out Nolan.
Yeah, that was freaking funny, man. And,
yeah,
you know, they ended up losing that game because of that. All you had to do was field it and throw it to first.
I was at shortstop,
Yeah.
that was like losing Game 7 of the World Series for a 12-year-old.
Yeah, definitely.
That sucked. Also, shout out Johnson Doney, hit the nuke off Terrell. That was a bomb.
Yeah. You hit a couple nukes in Little League, right? You had 2, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. I mean, to hit home run with those USA bats, that was pretty hard, I'd say, right?
Yeah, it was really hard. All right, so one of our co-hosts, Ryan Walker, some of you may know, he's not here. He's currently being an academic weapon.
Yep.
Making up an Algebra 2 test.
Yeah. And what's that guy's name, that academic one on TikTok?
Brad Curtis.
Yeah. Proud.
Yeah, Ryan's nothing like him.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Ryan will be back here hopefully next week with our next special guest. That should be fun. But hopefully he's here.
Surprise for later.
Academic weapon. Yeah, he's got some intel. But yeah, so honestly, let's bring it back to basketball a little bit. Eamon, do you have any funny stories from the modified days up into the varsity days? I mean, I can remember some great memories from the COVID-19 basketball modified days with Coach
Well, the 8th grade modified basketball year was probably my favorite season of sports ever.
Just to let you know, that was the only year I made the team. Got cut the other years and then decided to quit.
In that game.
Too much.
He's just not a hooper.
Yeah.
So we had our coach, Coach Chaka. He was TSM Chaka. We had the other modified
FaZe
coach,
Valentino.
Mr. Valentino. It's FaZe Valentino. We hated each other. I'm gonna keep it real with you. We despised each other. That was like the biggest rivalry we had.
It was Red Sox Yankees.
Yeah.
It was Valentino versus Chaka. Like that was the most heated game we played the entire year in a scrimmage.
Oh, I remember that.
That game was crazy.
Oh my god.
But the funniest thing I probably ever experienced in a sport was watching Daniel Craigsky make a 3-pointer
Before half, right?
before halftime. There was
Buzzer
like
beater,
10
jeez.
seconds left in the half, and he pulls up from half court and splashes it. Cole fell down the bleachers laughing. And anytime he scored, this is what made it funny. Anytime he scored, he'd always clap for himself. Like he'd clap up there. I
love it.
laugh at it.
I love the self-love.
And then he did it then, and I think everyone just lost it. We ended up losing that game, but we don't care because we won that half, and that's all that matters.
Yep. But any memories from this year so far in the varsity season? Obviously, this is your second year playing varsity, but obviously now you got all your friends up here with you, and I'm sure there's some great memories being made in those locker rooms.
Well, yeah, I mean, can't really say I made a memory so far. I mean, we've only been playing for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, obviously the FM game that was a really fun time watching Trent splash a 3, just
In that kid's mouth.
standing on business over FM, and then Allen having an and one. That was the craziest sequence of basketball I've ever watched in my life. And then watching Ike just storm down the down the sideline. He said some things I won't say on this podcast, but it was electric to say the least. It was very funny watching, sitting next to BP and Terrell on the bench just laughing. So that was a great time for sure. I will go back to something from last year. This is kind of something, kind of a little inside joke between me and Mitch. This kid named Aaron Berquist, Central Square product, and now he's friends with our boy Jake Ogadafeedum, who they both currently go to Utica.
Shout out, Jake.
And now it's just like the jokes intertwined between the two. So it's a great thing to have, I guess.
Yeah, and let's talk about those seniors that left our baseball team last year. At least your baseball team. And I know I went up in sectionals, but
One on deck appearance.
yeah, one on deck. Yep.
Against Indian River.
But
Okay.
I say some of those seniors.
Yeah,
are
those guys
great
were special.
seniors,
Never going to forget any of them. All the way from Dante to Sean. I love all of them
Yeah, I
like a
love
brother.
I will say that I spent a lot of time with AJ Samita. He's like a brother to me, honest. I mean, he brought me everywhere. We did a lot of things together. It was always great being able to spend some time with him. I do miss seeing him, but we got to see him like a couple weeks ago when he was back in town for Thanksgiving, so that was a lot of fun seeing
yeah, that
him.
was hype.
Shout out Mario and Salvos.
Yep.
But
Pizza joint.
especially after we lost to Columbia in the regional game, I was with them for that. I mean, I just feel bad for them. I mean, because I'm obviously I'm blessed enough to be able to keep continuing to be playing baseball for at least 4 more years after high school ends. I mean, that was it for him, and baseball was his entire life up until that point. So, I mean, just thinking about that, like, really does suck. And especially because that'll be, a lot of people obviously aren't great for basketball next year or any other sport. I mean, or sport for anyone that plays.
Yeah,
it's definitely gonna be a hard thing to adjust to, especially for him. But I'm sure he doesn't really care. I mean, he's down in Georgia,
majoring in beer.
Can't really dislike that, I guess.
Yeah.
But
let's bring them back to the Tully's memories after the sectional championship win. I mean, just getting on the bus after the sectional championship.
The coolest thing was
Tully's until what, midnight?
Yeah, the coolest thing from that
we had
was
school the next morning.
I showed up late.
That could have been late.
But
yeah, I was late too.
Yeah,
like super late.
We were on the bus back to the high school, and the lacrosse team was practicing because the boys, of course, they're buzzing. They're still out there.
Oh my god, that was special.
State finalists. They'll win the states this year. They're way too good.
Shout out JD Lex.
But I mean, they saw us. We were all hyped. We were like, and they're like, but that was one of the things I'll remember for the rest of my life. Was just that. I guess that connection between us in that moment was really awesome.
Yeah, it was really special just because, you think, oh, baseball kids are better, oh, lacrosse kids are better.
It's not even because of that. It's just,
and then,
it's just kids celebrating each other.
It's just JD pride. You already know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's keep it real this year. Let's win some more state championships. We already got the volleyball team 1-1. 2-peat.
They're crazy.
The last time they did win states, the JD boys baseball team did win sectionals.
There's got to be some connection.
Just saying.
But
just saying.
It's gonna be very exciting. I think that our grade, the class of 2025, we definitely got a lot of good athletes. I mean, there's already a bunch of them that are
committed,
going to college too. I mean, there will be many, many more to come, including these two.
Soon to be Sam Ash,
including these two guys right here and the guy behind the camera. I'm very excited for all of them. It's great seeing where all these kids are going. It's really just fun to see where everyone will end up. Seeing what they're doing with the rest of their lives, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be a fun couple of years to end off our senior year.
Definitely. JD. I'm excited.
Got a lot of things to look forward to.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely.
Well, that was episode 1. It was a quick one just to get us out there.
Yeah, we want to thank. Enjoyed it.
We want to thank our special guest here, Eamon Giblin.
It was great to be on. I hope to be on at some point again. Maybe
for sure.
Maybe if we win baseball sectionals,
definitely.
Oh, for sure.
And one more thing before I leave, I just want to say that shout out to everyone everywhere and anytime ever. You're all pretty cool. World's a great place, and happy to be here. But besides all that, whatever. JD basketball's back. I think that we have a good chance of being back, and JD baseball, we're gonna keep it going. This is the beginning of something special, hopefully, for these next 2 years.
What he said.
And Mike, go. Derek, go. Sakura, go. Pads, go. But honestly, Sakura, I love you, man. Can't wait to see you in the spring.